Caspa absolutely flying today on big new bullish news from crypto and Bitcoin as Trump is negotiating tariffs with China. We've got a ton of news to talk about. Haven't done a Caspa video for a while, and I think there are a ton of bullish catalysts coming up. So I figured let's do an update video. We are well overdue. But for those who are new to the channel, welcome back. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my crypto and investing journey. Had to make the light green. We're on a Caspa video. You know I had to bust out the green shirt. Enough of me talking. Let's just get right into it. Tons of bullish catalyst happening here. Gosh, what's causing it all to happen? Well, President Trump, he says that tariffs on China are going to come down substantially and that he is not going to play hardball. And this is huge. Markets have really been tanking since this Liberation Day. And I don't mean to get political. I really try to stay apolitical. This is really good for the market. And if you've been in our Discord, link down below, by the way, completely free. We have nothing to sell you, building an awesome community. We've been saying in our Discord that we need sentiment to change. We need something to turn the tides. So I had to retweet this. I said, this is the sentiment change that we needed for crypto to rally. Buckle up because Bitcoin and crypto will hit new all-time highs in 2025. And I truly believe that. I think we now have all of the big green lights for crypto and specifically Caspa to absolutely rip this cycle. So we're flirting right now, right around 10 cents. And what a huge day on the market. Up 16% earlier. I'll refresh this because I know we've come down a little bit. 12% on the day. Earlier, this was absolutely ripping straight up and to the right on the 24-hour chart. And guys, really great, solid crypto projects, they're going to run early, right? What I always like to say is tokens that hold up well in a bearish market are going to do really, really well in a bull market. And Caspa, yeah, it was tough. We were loading up when this was 5 or 6 cents. We just kept DCAing into projects that we really, really had conviction. And Caspa was 100% one of them. And honestly, like I really put my money where the mouth is. If you guys actually look right here, I have my Caspa book. I finally finished reading this. Like I very much am in the trenches. I'd like to consider myself part of the Caspa army. And you really do need to DCA into projects that you have conviction in, right? So we're going to talk more about the fundamentals of Caspa here in just a second, but I feel like we need to talk about Bitcoin first. And by the way, guys, if you're getting any value out of this, just come in with an early like, comment down below, where do you think Caspa is going this cycle? And stay towards the end because I'm going to give you guys my Caspa price prediction. We got to talk about Bitcoin here a little bit just because this really is pushing the narrative and helping all altcoins, including Caspa, to rip up. Guys, Bitcoin earlier flirted with $94,000, currently sitting at $93,100. What an awesome past couple days. It feels like just a week ago, we were at $74,000, right? Down here, this was tough. This was April 9th. And since then, hockey stick up and to the right for Bitcoin. And this is really going to be good for altcoins. I really do believe that. And Caspa's starting to rip. The other interesting thing is, Bitcoin dominance is getting a nice pullback here on the 4-hour chart. Now, guys, this hit over 64, I think it was like 64.7%. And what that really means, kind of the easy way to interpret this is roughly 2/3 of the crypto market is Bitcoin, right? So we need this to come down for alts to really, really start ripping. And guess what? Once that happens, projects like Caspa that have super, super strong fundamentals. Like people don't realize how important or strong the fundamentals here are. Like, first of all, the circulating supply, it's almost 100%, right? The other thing is the market cap, and we're going to talk about this. It is a $2.5 billion market cap. You can literally buy this project anywhere. It is on almost all of the big centralized exchanges, right? We don't have that Binance listing yet. We're fighting for that. That is going to come. I really do have conviction that at some point we are going to get a Binance listing because in a lot of ways, like Caspa's kind of been shunned by Binance. But guess what? The price is still absolutely ripping. And just think, once we do get a Binance listing, there's so many retail investors who use Binance, right? Especially on a global scale, right? I know for a while they weren't super big in the US, but once Cas can get a Binance listing, this thing really is going to rip. So I'm getting a little bit off track here because I know we're talking about Bitcoin dominance, but guys, this is at some point, Bitcoin dominance is going to fall back down below into the low 50s. And you might not think that's a big deal, but last March, right? March 2024, yep, we're coming all the way back here. Bitcoin dominance was low 50s, right? 52-ish%. So when this dominance falls, altcoins are going to rally really, really strongly, okay? So we're talking about like, okay, what's causing all of this to happen? Why are altcoins ripping up? And we're going to talk more about Caspa in just a second. But a lot of this is because Trump is kind of taking his foot off the gas on all this tariffs, right? And the tariffs are causing a lot of uncertainty. Uncertainty, bad for risk on assets. But now that he's pulling back a little bit, I really do think risk assets are gonna fly. I truly do believe that. The last thing that I want to talk about here is global liquidity. It has been absolutely ripping up, right? Okay, so this is the global money supply. It's known as global M2, and this has been just absolutely ripping. This is great for risk on assets, okay? So more money floods into the system, and that allows risk on assets to absolutely rip. The other great thing is the dollar index, the Dixie, this has been absolutely tanking. So the reason that I'm talking about all of these things is right now, the macro environment is starting to look much, much better. And these Trump tweets really kind of getting the ball rolling, right? It's kind of giving us the green light in a lot of ways for alts to take off. Now, we still need rate cuts and we still need QT to end, but once that happens, I really do think we're going to have a bull market like the end of 2021. Okay, so we talked about Caspa. We said, hey, we're getting close to 10 cents. This has been an awesome rally on the day, but it's been a tough past couple months. And it's not just Caspa. It really is the entire crypto market, right? We were on max fear here just a couple weeks ago, right? Caspa was in the 5 cent range. We were loading up on this. I've been talking about this in the Discord, which again, link down below, completely free to join. We have nothing to sell you. We're just building a super strong group of folks. And you can see like I'm putting audio messages in here all the time, giving people market updates, what they can expect. And the reason that we do this is because it's way quicker for me to give y'all my thoughts when I can just film a quick audio message versus filming a YouTube video, because sometimes this takes a while. So, okay, we're saying Caspa went down to 5 cents. Now we're flirting with 10 cents. Where are we going to go from here? I'm going to talk about my price prediction here in just a second, so stay towards the end of the video. But the other thing that I think we really need to talk about, and another catalyst is why I think Caspa can blow up potentially a 25x, is because this global money supply is taking off. We were just talking about this, but this shows the global money supply. This is the same chart right here, but it's a little bit cleaner, right? So this chart that we're looking at here, this global M2 money supply, same chart is here, except we pushed the money supply forward 81 days, okay? So this is all real data. This right here, this is the global money supply spiking. We just pushed it 81 days forward on the chart. And look how Bitcoin lines up with this in a really, really clean way, right? You can even see like as the money supply starts to come up, Bitcoin is starting to come up here. Now, there's a lot of extrapolation coming in here, but if Bitcoin follows this model, we could see $160,000, $170,000 Bitcoin, which would be huge, right? If you thought altcoins were running when Bitcoin hit 109K and Bitcoin dominance was in the 60%, just wait until Bitcoin hits 130 or 140,000 and Bitcoin dominance drops below 60%. Alts are going to run. Caspa is going to run. And this is one of the reasons that I legitimately think Caspa can hit a $50 billion market cap from here. Yes, you heard me right. I do think Caspa can hit a $50 billion market cap. Right now, we're at 2.5 billion, right? So we got quite a ways to go, like, right? 25x, I think that's totally doable on the cards. And a lot of folks saying like, hey, Doc, where are you coming up with those numbers? I love using Polkadot as a reference. If we go to Polkadot's market cap, these guys hit a $54 billion market cap in 2021. And I believe Caspa has so much more to offer than Polkadot, right? There's really no clear comparison there, in my opinion. So I made a video about a month ago, and I was kind of talking about my price prediction. And by the way, thanks for showing up for this video. The Cas Army Strong, over 3,000 views, which was great. And I talked about why I think Caspa can hit a $50 billion market cap. Part of this is because the Caspa Crescendo update is going live. So this has been on the testnet for a while, okay? Been on the testnet for a while. And this new update is going to give 10 blocks per second, right? So this is coming May 5th, which, guys, that's in just a couple weeks, right? Right now, it's April 22nd, right? April 23rd, by the time this will go live, because I'm filming late on Tuesday night. Guys, this is going live in a couple of weeks, right? 10 blocks per second on the mainnet is going to be huge. It really, really is. And people know that, right? Like, this is such a well-organized project that executes really, really well. Like, you got to think, they've been putting all of these upgrades out, and they've been pretty flawless upgrades. And guys, there's no doubt in my mind that the market knows this, and they're trying to front run it in a lot of ways, right? They, in my opinion, they really are trying to front run it. That's why we had over 12% today. At one point, this was 16 or 17%, right? So don't get FOMO, right? I'm not telling you this to say, hey, sell everything and buy Caspa right now. There's still time. But if you're going to build your Caspa position, you probably want to do it sooner than later. Now, again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only telling you what I'm doing. But these prices down here, anything less than 10 cents, in my opinion, is a good pickup because, again, I legitimately think this can do a 20 to 25x from here. So, okay, we're talking about this mainnet upgrade that's going live on May 5th, and that's going to be really bullish. And I think this is really important. Yes, I know this is kind of funny, but I think there's a lesson that's hidden in here, right? So we've all been talking about like, hey, are these upgrades, are they priced in? You know, a lot of times folks, and this isn't unique to Caspa. It's like, hey, price action, what's going on? Why is it being stagnant, right? All of this down here, people are kind of worried. You could see it on Twitter/X. And it's like, okay, what's going on? Our bags are chopping. And then all of a sudden we get these godlike green candles, right? And it's really an important reminder. I know this is like kind of supposed to be a meme, but this is an important reminder that you need to have some exposure in crypto, right? Because there are going to be days where you have these huge, big growths. We just said like Caspa did 12% in a day. Guys, traditional stock folks, they'd be happy if they got that in a year. This happened in one day on Caspa, right? And I actually talked about that in my video today. Yes, I filmed this in the Tesla doing the full self-driving. I talked about like, hey, you need to have exposure right now because Trump can literally return the market to where it was in December with a few tweets, right? And we saw that. I literally mentioned that in this video before it happened, a couple hours before. I said, guys, you got to have exposure. This thing could blow up and we could have these godlike candles before you know it. Really liked this post on Twitter, and it kind of just helps give some perspective, right? He said, like, we know this upgrade is happening May 5th, but today, in just a couple hours, we added $500 million to the market cap of the project, right? Which is wild. It really just cements the fact that, yes, things can happen quickly, right? So some good perspective, things can happen quickly. Build your bag while you can. If you're trying to leverage trade Caspa, which you can, by the way, my BTCC link is going to be down below. You can get 10% bonus on all first-time deposits. This is a no KYC, no VPN platform, and that means you don't have to give them your personal information. You can use stupid high leverage, up to 500x leverage on Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can do up to 50x leverage on Caspa. So if you use my link down below, they are a partner of the channel. It does help me out. And this is the chart on BTCC. They have really clean charting software. And guys, right now, this is the Bollinger Band setup that we're looking at. It's at the top of the Bollinger Bands on the 4-hour chart. If we go over to the daily chart, really extended, this could potentially be an opportunity to do a short-term trade to short Caspa on some leverage. Now, I personally am not doing this because I'm a longtime believer in Caspa. There's no way I'm going to short this, right? But I do know some folks who are putting in some mini shorts here to swing trade, to use those profits to then buy more spot Caspa. So if this is something that you're interested in, again, my link is going to be down below. We talked about this tweet. Sentiment really is changing. I really feel that we are going to hit new all-time highs in Bitcoin and a ton of alts, Caspa included. I think we just need to buckle up and be patient because it's just a matter of time. Also down below, InvestWithDoc.com if you want to get a hold of me, a little bit more of my background. This is the YouTube channel. Let me know, where do you guys think Caspa is going this year? And is a 25x from here wild? Like, can Caspa hit a $50 billion market cap? I read all of the comments and I genuinely want to know, where do you think Caspa can go? Also, if you got any value out of this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.